Okay, so announcement. As you may know, I will participate in this year's art fight, which is next month, so I started preparing. I'm gonna explain the steps I took so that if you're not sure how to prepare, you can have my advice. By the way, my profile is linked in the description, so feel free to check it out. Basically, it's an art event hosted on this website. Please note that you can only participate if you are 13 years of age or older. I know that feeling, kids. I promise your day will come. There are 2 teams. The goal is for your team to have the most points. You attack by drawing someone else's characters, and they can fight back by drawing yours. Of course, no one is obligated to fight back. This is, of course, an oversimplification, so I recommend researching a bit more. But please come back to my video after. I need those views badly. And the reason it is so important to prep early is that near the start of the event, everyone is gonna go to the website at the same time and the website will be really slow. Trust me, I know that. Last year I didn't even know about ArtFight until the day before and I signed up last minute. It was a struggle. So this is my second ArtFight, and what I learned is, when it comes to attacking, take your time. Please, I beg you. Of course, make as many attacks as you want. Just don't force yourself to. Last year, in my first art fight, I had bitten off way more than I could chew, which is something I do a lot. My goal was to make 1 attack per day. I ended up making a total of 6 attacks. Basically, in the beginning of the month, I was drawing a lot. I was very motivated. But I very soon overworked myself out of drawing. I started to really struggle making my attacks, got an existential crisis, and shortly after decided to call it a day and made no more attacks. But I got some lovely drawings of an Aussie, so I see it as a win. So with that in mind, I decided to start preparing. And yes, I'm getting this video out before the theme reveal. I'll probably update after the reveal to announce what team I will be on, so stay tuned! The first thing I needed to do was archiving the only character I had put there. At first I hesitated because I was attached, but I realized I didn't want to receive any drawings of her anymore because I made her a long time ago and I have since moved on. I still cherish the drawings I got of her though. But yeah, more on this subject later.
And into the cellar you go!
Then I started doing something that can be very useful, bookmarking characters. A lot of them. For anyone watching, bookmarking characters in advance can be very helpful. Then I had to decide what characters I was gonna put there. I decided on my favorite 6 characters from my original story. I have other characters from it, but I don't know, they're kind of meh. I like them, but not as much. To kinda complete what I was saying earlier, my tip is that you should prioritize characters you really want out of. If there's a character you really don't care about and like you wouldn't care at all if you got a drawing of them, then don't put them on the website. If you have a lot of characters, I recommend prioritizing those you really want out of. You can do that with the priority setting on the website, but I've also seen people put symbols, most often stars, on the characters they most want out of. So do however you want, as long as it's clear enough. Next, I needed my character descriptions. I really tried to keep them clear and concise, even though I was really tempted to write just their entire lore. By the way, don't do that. Okay, so this is me from the future, and I just wanted to say that you can do that. You can do that actually. Just say it's optional because people will not always have the time, or sometimes they will just be too lazy to read that. So you can definitely put your character's lore. There might be some people interested, but yeah, if you end up doing that, please say that it's optional, because some people don't read them. A little backstory can be a really good thing and inspire creativity. I did put a little backstory, but yeah, clear and concise. I wrote them on the Notes app so that I could copy-paste them into the website later. I did the same thing for my global permissions. If you don't know, global and character permissions are where you put what you're okay or not okay with when someone draws your characters. It's really useful for the person attacking. And then I needed the ref sheets. I decided to start drawing them early so that I didn't have too much work by the end of the month. Trust me, this is pretty important advice. You can add whatever you think is important, additional poses and expressions, accessories, close-up shots, info, but I got lazy and a little tight on time. So I just drew and shaded full body shots in simple poses so that everything important is visible. When needed, I added notes pointing out some details that were maybe unclear. I also added their names, pronouns, and MBTI types. You don't have to put an MBTI type, it's just something that helps me with character creations, and I like to let people know about it. I recommend putting their pronouns though, it's really useful for the person attacking. When I had finished, I also prepared a 200x200 zoomed in picture of their face. Because on the site, you can put a 200x200 thumbnail image on your character so that people browsing or looking at your profile can see this thumbnail image, which can come in handy if it's eye-catching. I also added a profile pic and a description to my profile. I recommend you do it, and you can put whatever you want. Note that the profile pic has to be 100x100. So now that everything was ready, I started uploading my characters before the website got too much traffic. And I think it's time for a final tip. Yeah, my final tip is if you have Discord, you should join the ArtFight Discord. It's really useful to find people. Well, I guess it's time to end the video. So, goodbye! And please check out my ArtFight